Welcome to Study Loop.
Let's start this problem by using substitution. And then after the substitution, we should be able to write this fraction as a rational function. Let's take u to be that radical in the denominator. That's radical x plus 3. Then we have du, 1 over 2, we have at radical x plus 3. And here we can write this as 1 over 2u dx because u equals the radical. And then I can multiply both sides by 2u. And then I have this equation here. This tells me that I can come over here to the integral and replace dx with 2u du. In the denominator, this is also a 2u. And I don't want to write x here because I have a new variable u, so I'll have to come to this substitution and solve for x. And there it is. So x is u squared minus 3. So also for this integral, if we'd like, we can rewrite this. Maybe pull out that 2. We have a u up top, u squared, plus 2u minus 3. So we do have a rational function. And then we can, let's go to the side and set up the partial fraction decomposition. U up top, u plus 3, u minus 1 in the bottom. This is what the book calls case 1. We have 2 distinct linear factors in the denominator. So that's a over u plus 3, b over u minus 1. Let's go ahead and multiply both sides of this equation by this term on the bottom left. We get u equals a times u minus 1 plus b, u plus 3. And then here we could factor out a u, and then our constant term is 3b minus a. All right, so now let's look on the left. In front of the u, we see that there's a 1 there. That means a plus b is 1. We don't see a constant term on the left. That means it must be 0. So we have 3a minus b equals 0. Oops, excuse me, that should have been 3b minus a. Wrong letters there. So we have a equals 3b. Plug that into the first equation. Get 4b equals 1. So b is 1/4. And then we have a equals 3/4. So let's just go ahead and plug in these a and b values into our partial fraction decomposition, and then we'll integrate. So I'm running out of room here. Let me go to the next page. So don't forget the 2 that we originally had outside the integral. And then we have 3/4. That was our a over u plus 3. And then we had 1/4. That was our b over u minus 1. And we're ready to integrate. If this plus 3 is bothering you, feel free to do a u sub, or in this case, let me a different letter, maybe a w substitution. Over here, if that minus 1 is bothering you, similar idea. Doing these substitutions, we should get, we have 2 times 3/4, that's 3/2 natural log u plus 3 in the absolute value, plus 2 times 1/4, that's a half, natural log absolute value u minus 1 plus c. And here the last thing to do would be to go ahead and write this back in terms of the variable x. So this is all equal to 3/2 natural log. And then u was the radical, x plus 3. It's not necessary to use absolute value here because a radical is bigger than or equal to 0. There's a 3, so this thing is always positive. So you could lose the absolute value if you want. Then we have 1/2 natural log, absolute value, x plus 3 minus 1. Plus our constant c, and that's our answer.